Hello everyone and welcome. Today I have a match against Paper Mario 999 for Paper Mario 999's GameFAQs tournament being held on the black and white battle boards. So, I lead off with Genesect, she leads off with Swampert. I have no real options I can use here, so I'm just going to be forced to U-turn out. She, knowing this, is just going to go ahead and use Stealth Rock from her Swampert because she's not threatened in the slightest by me. Who are we kidding? So, I make a really foolish move by going to Superior. Anything else probably would have been good too. But I go to Superior to try and force Swampert out and try and set up. Unfortunately, I know she has a Shindera, and I should have switched out to something else here. But I don't, and so I am left in against Shindera with a substitute up. And, it's not gonna work. Let's not even kid ourselves here. So, I have a sub. She's got that. She uses Flamethrower because if she used Overheat like she normally does, all that would happen is I could probably just sub-stall her until she, you know, wouldn't be able to break the sub, maybe. But that's not even likely in my, even if she was using Overheat. But, so she Flamethrowers, I Leaf Storm, my sub is broken, and she's nowhere near dead. Go me. So, Superior basically dies for nothing. So, score's already in her favor at 6-5, and it's only going to keep going downhill because that really set me up for the long start. Now, I bring in my Scrafty because this overall seems like the best choice of action right now because nothing else wants to try and take that flamethrower. She's going to switch out because she knows she can't really do anything with that flamethrower, and I know that too, so I'm just going to take this turn to get a free bulk out. She brings her Skarmory, and because it's basically gonna force me out. So, I get the bulk up. Now, my original thought process was that she's gonna go ahead and just whirlwind me out now, so I'll just high jump kick it in the face, get as much damage as possible, and everything will be peachy keen. Because whatever will come in will maybe be able to force it out. Not so lucky. She uses spikes on the first turn, and I do hit her with high jump kick, but this throws off my prediction for the next turn, because I figured she was just gonna go spikes again. But she actually goes with whirlwind now, and I use bulk up thinking I can bulk up because she doesn't have leftovers. I should be able to kill it with another high jump kick to face when she tries to whirlwind me the turn after. And so now we're here. Thundurus comes in, and it's gonna force out Skarmory easy. But I figured she's probably just gonna go to Swampert, and that's not gonna do anything for me because it's just gonna, you know, take Thunderbolt like nothing because it isn't good. So I go Dark Bolt because it'll do more than HP Ice, but she brings in Scrafty of her own. So Dark Bolt does literally nothing. Just leftovers will just heal it all off. Or next to nothing. Anyway, so I go with Thunderbolt to go ahead and see just how bulky her Scrafty is, because I've seen varying sets on it. So, Thunderbolt brings it to around 51% or so. She uses Payback, and it drops me to 14 health. Now, this means I'm too low to actually use another attack without dying to life for, and too low to switch in, obviously. So I'm going to have Thunder Wave, knowing that she's going to use Rest to just take all the rest off the damage that she would have taken if I had just straight attacked her and making a useless attack. So she rests, gets back up to full, and luckily she does not wake up due to Shed Skin. If she had, I would be kind of screwed. But she doesn't, so I Thunderbolt it now, get all the damage on it that I wanted from the sacrifice that Thundurus made, and I'm free to bring in my next Pokemon while she's asleep. So, sensing the situation I have here, I go ahead and just bring in my Scrap, because this is honestly the best matchup I can have. Because I know for a fact it's slower, and it's going to be asleep for this turn, but I can just get a free bulk up. So, I'm going to use this free turn to bulk up, obviously. She's not going to stay in, and she's actually going to Swamp It. I'm guessing she chose Swampert because she didn't want Skarmory to be taking as much damage anymore because she saw how much it did the first time with high jump kick, and she knew I'd be getting a free bulk up. So Swampert comes in, it's not really damaged that much, and I know I'm going to get roared out, so I'm just going to go and high jump kick and get as much damage as possible. And I leave it around 45, I would say, as it roars me out, which really leads to some confusion for me right here, because all the damage I take from spikes and Stealth Rock leaves me with enough that I will die to Scald after the Life Orb damage, if I hit it. But I do on average, enough with Earthquake that I should be able to kill the Swampert, because I know the set shield. Now, the problem here is, do I want to try and risk it? Because I have terrible luck. If I kill Swampert now, that's one less thing she has to start to be phasing around my team, and it's gone. And I really need the score at this point. I need the advantage. If Mamoswine dies, then I'm kind of boned, because that means that a good chunk of her team is just going to have free reign at punching me in the face. So, I eventually decide it's better for me to try and get the score now, and I go with Earthquake. And unfortunately, it lives with like 20 health, and so Scald will end up killing off my Mamoswine once and for all. Get some lefties recovery, and overall just kind of laughs at my face. So I bring Genesect in, and well, it seemed like a good idea to bring it in now. It's kind of not, because I do get the special. I get a special attack there. I could try using Ice Beam to kill it, and honestly I should have, because that would have actually sealed the game for me, but I don't. Because I'm stupid. U-turn to kill it, but she still ends up with advantage overall, because it would have, well, she's going to get to bring something in for free against whatever I have, so she'll automatically be able to make the right switch. But honestly, if I'd won with Ice Beam, I probably would have done pretty well, though I might not have been able to kill Shindera. It's the only thing. That was my main concern against using Ice Beam right there. So I bring in Scrafty because, well, yeah, it's kind of good for the situation. Like, I've got nothing else I can bring in. I've got Shindera, this, and I just turned off Genesect. So she brings Skarmory back in, because she doesn't have Swampert anymore. And I figure it's going to whirlwind me out right away, so I'll just go ahead and go with the high jump kick. And she just Brave Birds. Lucky for me, I live, and the recoil she takes from it is enough that my high jump kick, when it criticals, like it does there, will actually end up finishing off the Skarmory. Which is fine with me. Definitely fine with me. So, she brings in Honduras, and I'm not liking this at all. But she thinks I'm going to bring in Shindera for some strange reason, and so she Dark Pulses, like I did before. And Dark Pulse does about as much as mine did to hers. So I get a free chance to use Rest, get the full fighting health. Unfortunately, I don't get Shed Skin activated, so she uses Volt Switch, and she's going to go to her own Scrafty, but not before she gets a critical hit on me, which is going to absolutely decimate me a little bit later in the match, like a few turns later. And honestly, I make some bad choices in this as well. Because of the way that sleep works now in Black and White, the sleep counters reset every time you switch out. So if you switch out while you use Rest, that means that you'll have to wait another 2 turns regardless of how long you spent in the first time. So, I use Bulk Up this first turn, her Scrafty does not wake up, and I'm actually free to get another Bulk Up here, but I don't. And I should have, because not only would I be better set up, I would have more health from my focus. But I don't. So, I kill her Scrafty, and I only get one more thing of leftovers. And so this is going to leave me low enough that when she brings in Latias like she does here, and uses Draco Meteor like she does in just a second, it will actually just kill me. Sigh. There goes Scrafty, and now I've got one real last chance at winning. 2 technically, but yeah. So, I have one real option, and I bring in Shindera. And Shindera is my only real hope in my mind at this point. So I just Shadow Ball, because none of my other attacks are going to do squat for Latias. But because it's got 130 base special defense and is bulky as hell, it still lives, and Draco Meteor kills me. So I've got Genesect left against her Latias, her Shindera, and her Thunderous. Now, here comes the decision I have to make. I bring it in, Download gives me an attack boost because, well, it's got such a high special defense. But now I can use U-turn, which won't kill Shindera or Thunderous. I can use Flamethrower, which might which probably won't kill Latias, Shindera, or Thundurus. I can use Thunderbolt, which could... It's about the same against Latias and Thundurus, but it's got a better chance against Thundurus and Shindera. Or I can use Ice Beam, which will kill Latias, will kill Thundurus, and could, quote-unquote, 2-hit KO Shindera. I just have to hope that Shindera switches in on this turn. And that's the problem. I don't know what I'm going to go with. So, I spent about a minute here deliberating what I should do. Eventually I just go with the safe option of going with Thunderbolt because I feel that that has the greatest chance of success. In reality, Ice Beam is far and away the better choice because that would have actually been, you know, giving me a chance at success. But I go and go with Thunderbolt, and sure enough, she goes with Shindera. I'm not entirely sure why. But it takes the Thunderbolt, and that's right where I realized Ice Beam had a chance at KO. Very small chance, but a chance I'm not. And so I use Thunderbolt again because I'm starved, and I'm easily able to kill Shindera. Now, unfortunately, I'm not going to win this because she's going to bring up Thundurus, and as you'll see in a moment, my Thunderbolt has absolutely no chance of killing the thing. Watch and be amazed as my Thunderbolt does about 35 to 40%, somewhere in there, and leaves it way too high for me to possibly try and kill at it. So it's going to Volt Switch, I'm going to be at 5, I'm not going to be able to kill Thundurus at all unless I were to somehow magically crit it. But she's going to bring in Latias, and Thunderbolt's actually not going to kill it either, it's just going to kill me with Surf. So, great game, Paper Mario 999. I had a lot of fun in the tournament, it got me a lot of great matches, and I hope you do well in your finals match against whoever it is you have a final match against. But yeah, so, good game, wish you luck in the future.